أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Spiritual warfare destroyed us. It is further destroying us. Spiritual warfare is not just mankind versus mankind, but also angels and jinns versus shaytan. Mankind's jinns and angels are also an expression of a person. And so when you witness spiritual war happening before you, you are watching faith versus desire. Oh man, if you can pause for a second to a man-jinn, for it is your imagination and imagination that is at stake. Your two eyes, like two eyes or I am so-and-so, are confused at what they see. You undoubtedly know what they see, which means we are paralyzed by, is it really happening? And what is it, you say? The it you thought you were prepared for. But even the best soldier, the best warrior will tell you it's better to be ready or not. Here I come, you can't hide. Nowadays, it's hard to finish those golden lyrics, while vampires sing it now while they choke your spirit. And take it slowly. Kings and queens of the damn, because we no longer give a damn. That's shout out to Chi, which is really a shout out to we. Cause sometimes bar tables that call out to me are the only places that let me still talk up and preach like Abba and preach. Talk up and speak without calling police. Walk up and cheese with a bro dap and squeeze. Squad up we deep when we put on that beat. And a chef who's the best cause we ain't eat all this week. It's a grind when you grinding, finding strength in this week. When your weakness gets deep. And then resentments get leaked, and then tensions get heat. And we fail to see when things broke that all came from the words that we speak. Oh, man-jinn, you've created a pimp from a magi. The one trained in the mad eye, once from old, a beacon for the sad guys, a guidance for the bad guys. Oh, man-jinn, you'd rather be a predator than a warrior. Because no one's ever acknowledged the war in you. In Islam, it's called jihad, but my father and teachers taught the greatest of wars is the one within yourself. We have lost civility, for we are in a constant self-civil war from the time we wake up. Our freedoms versus our privacies. How we are so selective with little to no selections to show for it. A product of unnatural selection, where Mother Nature gets peddled like Lucy and Lucretta every day. Where Baba Tiempo hustles for hours just to get seconds back, maybe a minute or two. The last hour is upon us. And we as movers and hustlers of time, no one can out-hustle this time. God holds the watch, and to try to hustle him is a crime. Yo, Jinn is mad at you because y'all got your asses whipped together, confessed to each other, and yet still can't work together. Ain't it hard, man-jinn, half man, half essence, but no one truly sees which one stands in their presence? That man looking at the other man in the mirror that has to leave him there, back in the mirror. El Mirage. The mirror world, our first portal, where it all started, the place where you aim to be more than just mortal. An ancient leftover sorcerer's toy that fools have now found resourceful, imprisoned and banished both man and jinn to the mirror. For like Moon Knight, the jack-in-the-box of whom whispers, stepped out and made both of you quiver. Like the grudge from the TV, justified desire enabled a warped and twisted faith. Now well-groomed, the other y'all forgot about, chose not to remember. It seeks a different kind of revenge for being dismembered and never remembered as once being a member. How clever. For the winner in this story is much like Nebuchadnezzar or Nimrod, challenging truth, changing history and the facts, reflecting only your truth, pushing everyone else's into the mirror and into the back. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, nor like the sons from of which who are born. You still can't see what lies for the stars and suns of this planet, who will leave both of you in pursuit of the life you once managed and still managed to leave stranded, never believing if either could understand it, because love unspoken leads to unseen damage. And if I bring this to your attention, will you take it as a condemning or damning? How convenient to forget I said I loved you, both of you. But a jack-in-the-box, once the clasp has been locked, is like a future condemned, your third self in a casket that dropped. Spiritual warfare, your revenge, your desires, and your faith on display. Everyone screaming perfection while claiming imperfection. Allah created three sentients we know of, like your three selves. He created angels made of pure light, made you of pure clay, and made jinns of pure smokeless fire. Compassion, passion, in the pasture of your darkest past and pasture. Our grandfathers' sins and jinns have conspired and left a mark on us, a beastly mark, which turns those who are resourceful into sorcerers, and never a true source of strength and protection. You paper lion. A beastly mark which turned our honored and high crafters into crafty bewitchers that turn low fruit into quick juice. A paper lioness. Because on paper, you both should growl, but your voice was silenced as a cub, while told it was tough love. Your holy men have failed you, and then they haven't. Your gangsters have failed you, and then they haven't. Where they succeeded, you don't even speak of. In fact, you say their faith and flaming passion is a weakness because you never allowed the other child to speak up. Your rightly guided self, everyone calls angel and thoughtful. Your humanly self, everyone calls by name and portfolio. Your other self, the hidden self, well, actually no one calls on them. So how can you really make peace to someone you don't speak to? Only talking to them in dark times when they are the bane of the family molded by darkness, longing to be darker, because then maybe they'd be seen when brought to the light. But they, we know better. Because people find beasts to be majestic. Forgetting beasts will quickly teach you about natural selection. But these hidden beasts or creatures which we have not tamed have now grown conscious and selective. Beasts which can speak and justify they mess with a message. I really hope you learn to master this lesson. I said hope and not pray. Because like you, mankind, we have yet to truly reflect on our reflection. And now you're imprisoned in a world closely connected, where two worlds used to be separate. You got a man who chased stars and monsters with star weapons. But what about the stars and the moons and the suns? Have you not heard them cry out for us to stop? To warn us of impending doom if we continue to doom ourselves? Oi, MAN-JINN. Oi, yeah, MAN-JINN. Oi, MAN-JINN. Yeah, MAN-JINN. Oh, MAN-JINN. This doom coming you can't imagine. And no amount of alcohol, doused spirits, or other made by MAN-JINNs can stop the Oppenheimer at the opera that's live on the TV right now happening if you tapped in. The revolution won't be televised nor syndicated. It's being streamed, lived, and broadcasted. My culture hip-hop, what gives me a voice. So I use my voice. Gets deduced to a cracker nigga just rapping. Y'all talking about classics, I'm focused on classists. Because while they defund and shut down our classes, kids don't learn nothing other than what class is. See, I'm the child you and they forgot about. The one who had to study and pass all his classes, passed them lessons off to gangsters and other black kids just like my dad did. Went to the chambers, the temples, the caskets, wherever my dad went. where society's bones and some skulls are buried, because some skeletons you just can't get past, kid. So take it from the crackers and niggas who went through the fusing tunnel and passage, the maze you found amazing, to hold the Nile of robbing the Nile, to steal the Amazon and replace it with what you call Amazon. I'm the kid who learned his story and our story in sacrifice of my story, because the hour is ticking on the story. And what is the story, you ask? The one hidden that connects us all? You mean you don't know yet? Still, that time's up. Tick-tock, tick-tock. My, what they've done to hip-hop on TikTok. No one sees the skies falling, all the pebbles that drip drop, all the problems that tip-top with leaders that click-clack. Oh, MAN-JINN, some people just want a better spot in a corrupt system. And some don't confront devils at their thrones, they grab seats to get a spot with them. They place their struggles with yours, trauma bonded like those in our locked prisons, yet really conspire against you in heart as these narratives make they plot thicken. Oh, MAN-JINN. To the women, man is your jinn. To the men, a woman is your jinn. That partner whom was hidden from you, whom you never made a partner with, nor a partnership, just set sail and departed. One claims the other departed quick. The other claims they were too patient with them because they can't even tell them when they started being patient and didn't depart then. You see, ever since the devil put his car in park and was allowed to walk in, every thought becomes rabbit holes and conversations just long spins. What you see today before you is because of all men and all jinn. And there's no game in existence in which both or all win. But this time, MAN-JINN, the shaytan, he is also a MAN-JINN, with a power you both couldn't imagine, because his brightness y'all couldn't stand in even if you planned it. We are at war with each other, yet still at war with ourselves. Now with everyone faced with depression, only seen through reflection, but still the cause never mentioned. For the depressed child learns to repress their smile, because why express when you both care more about the impression? So as the other child stepped over so you could get to the next step in progression, here is your lesson. Do better to listen, do better to listen, do better to vision, do better to vision. Because how can you both listen but still don't hear what's been missing? And how can you both get perspective but your vision still cause division? See, this is what happens when you deviate and divinate. Humiliate, make ashamed. Set us straight, permeate, and penetrated by generational degenerates who were led astray and now regenerate. The first son is your angel, a guiding light to you both. The second son is a test and blessing, who hates tests and gets tested the most. And the third son, who'd rather be hidden than close, from advantage while disadvantage, who survived while remote. When you two sons, oh MAN-JINN, stop fighting, then God will relinquish you both. But until then, locked in the mirror you will be, until the time when you don't. For I am Revan has spoke, but of no raven like soul. Revanche for the child of Man, killed by his quotes. O MAN-JINNs of this world, your anger and spite will be your undoing. For unchecked, your anger has lit a galaxy of dreams and joy ablaze that now have left frostbites upon any star, sun, or comet which passes. Who now sits and has sat upon Saturn? Who is posing as and composing as Poseidon? And who drags from beneath the depths the lost wagon of dragons? The sirens are wailing, but that's a different song. And the tyrant's impaling anyone who gets along. And when the earth trembles, man, she's like an angel that just hit a gong. How right are you both really, for as many times as you get it wrong? Oh MAN-JINN, please escape the mirror. Clay and smoke weren't meant for a picture. Shadows and ghosts can't live in a mirror or a picture. Images and idols got you both not seeing clearer. So please, both of you, see? Can't you see? See why your fear's more deliver than the love that once glimmered. The idol you never imagined, oh MAN-JINN, is like a forgotten son who only got bitter as he got bigger. Everyone is not your sun and moon. That's like to lay claim to one is much like planting your flag on a celestial dune. Do not worship what's false, only worship the Creator, to the source of all truth. For a fiery mirrored prison awaits if you ain't realized yet that what you've been worshiping's you.